Good afternoon. Welcome to Cityline. I'm Karen Holmes Ward. Later in the program, state legislation addressing the gender wage gap. But first, the system for incarcerated women comes with its unique challenges, but reentry programs have proven to be, in fact, effective. We begin with a story of a local leader using her experience in prison to create a true vision, helping other women make it back to Greater Boston.
I wanted to get out and design something that was going to be a place of healing. Prisons aren't a place of healing.
Stacey Borden is the founder and executive director at New Beginnings Reentry Services, a behavioral program focused on empowering previously incarcerated women through education, storytelling, counseling, and music. Stacey's childhood in Roxbury and Dorchester was riddled with challenges. She reflects on her troubled past, a history of physical abuse, trauma, and cocaine and heroin use.
I just remember waking up some days with my underclothes off, and I know something happened. Something took me in a dark place, and that dark place really led me into drug addiction.
At just 17 years old, Stacey was arrested for the first time. She spent the next 30 years in and out of the prison system.
I didn't take life serious. I was just in my trauma, and no matter how much my dad and mom tried to help me and section me, the court system didn't humanize me at all. Then it became 2008 that I ended up in Quincy Court in front of Judge Coffey, who leaned over the bench and said, "What is wrong with you? You got a drug problem?" And I'm in here like, who is he talking to? We never get talked to in court. And so in my head, all of a sudden I heard voices.
From that day forward, Stacey made a promise to herself and her fellow inmates that things would be different. Her final prison release was in 2010. A few years later, Stacey obtained her bachelor's and master's degree. Then, New Beginnings was born. This location of New Beginnings opened its doors in 2022. 5 women currently live in the house.
So we try to meet that need. We try to meet you where you're at. We try to give you that place of counseling, group therapy, psychodrama therapy, healing through the world of arts and music and dance and storytelling, creative writing. I mean, it's a lot. And then all of a sudden you see someone transform.
The Center for Music Therapy at Berklee College of Music partners with New Beginnings to provide recurring music therapy sessions for the women. On this particular day, 2 center representatives came in to help the women get creative.
Gentle heart, gentle soul, gentle mind.
For one of the current residents in the house, who asked that we conceal her identity, the songs are quite meaningful.
And I just wish they were here to see that I have a second chance, being able to love again and share my gentle heart and soul.
In honor of her late friend LaTanya, Stacey recently finished building a space for the women to share stories.
Culture, justice, and healing. All renewed narratives, really following the torch of what our ancestors have been trying to teach us. And that's what this room is, to really create in our women leadership and use your voices.
When I got here, they had so many different resources, groups on how to go outside and just walk outside. They had groups on how to save my money, how to open up a bank account, art therapy groups, music therapy groups.
This is Angelia. A majority of her life was spent in prison. She didn't know if she would live to see a full life or even have a future that wasn't in a cell. 1991 was the year it all began.
That's the day that I walked into MCI Framingham. I didn't know what a natural life no parole sentence was. When I got the sentence, a week later, I talked to the CPO that works in the prison. I said, "Can you please explain to me what natural life no parole means?" And she said, "Sure. It means that you're never getting out of here. You're going to die here."
Education became Angelia's engine. She signed up for all the workshops and class courses she could that were offered. Her engagement in prison programs and good behavior resulted in her release in 2022.
I got a positive parole vote and I came home. When I came home, I didn't know what was going to happen with me. I was in a place where I didn't know anything. This is all a new world to me. Still today, sometimes I look around and I'm like, what is going on? Where am I?
Women of color are overrepresented consistently in prisons across the country. According to the Sentencing Project, in 2022, Black women were incarcerated at 1.6 times the rate of white women.
The numbers of women in prison and jail, which were accelerating for a number of years recently, have begun to level out a little bit, and the number of Black women in prison has actually declined significantly over the last 10 years or so. That said, there are still way too many women in prison and jails.
With struggles after release to secure a job, a home, and other essential needs, studies show that reentry programs with peer-to-peer engagement, as well as cultural responsiveness, are more effective in lowering recidivism rates and mentally preparing previously incarcerated women. Wanda Bertram is a spokesperson for the Prison Policy Initiative, a research and advocacy organization.
The best programs for women who have been incarcerated as they come out of prison are what we call wraparound programs. The programs that offer permanent supportive housing, help with trauma counseling, right, to help them process and deal with things that they might have experienced while they were in prison.
Angelia graduated from New Beginnings after 10 months. While her post-prison journey has had ups and downs, she focuses on the successes.
I live by myself now. I work a full-time job. All my health issues that I had on the inside that they didn't take care of has gotten much better. If it wasn't for the New Beginnings program, I wouldn't have come as far as I did.
And to learn more about the resources provided by New Beginnings Reentry Services, visit our website, wcvb.com/cityline.